The fascinating history of the 1984 Hong Kong $2 coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. The 1984 Hong Kong $2 coin, bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, is more than just a piece of metal. It's a tangible relic of colonial history, economic evolution, and cultural fusion. Minted during the twilight years of British rule in Hong Kong, this coin encapsulates the story of a tiny fishing village transformed into a global financial hub. Let's dive into its history. Hello, friends. Welcome to Old World Coins Vault. Here, we bring you the oldest, the rarest, and the most mysterious coins from around the world. Do you want to know which coin is worth millions? Which coin is hiding one of history's biggest secrets? And which coin looks ordinary today, but could make you rich tomorrow? So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's open the Old World Coins Vault. Hong Kong's journey under British rule began in 1842 after the First Opium War, when China ceded the island to Britain via the Treaty of Nanking. Over the next century and a half, Hong Kong grew from a barren rock into a bustling entrepot, blending Eastern and Western influences. By the mid-20th century, it was a crown colony, and its currency reflected this hybrid identity. The Hong Kong dollar, pegged to the British pound initially and later to the US dollar, became a symbol of stability amid regional turmoil. In the 1970s, Hong Kong's economy boomed, fueled by manufacturing, trade, and finance. To modernize the coinage system, the British colonial government established the Coinage Review Committee in 1974. This committee recommended introducing new denominations to better suit everyday transactions. Prior to 1975, the highest coin was $1, but inflation and growing commerce demanded higher values. Thus, in 1975, the $2 coin was born, the first of its kind in Hong Kong. It was designed as a standard circulation coin, filling a gap in the denomination ladder until the $5 coin followed in 1976. The 1984 edition was part of a series minted from 1975 to 1984, featuring Queen Elizabeth II's second portrait. Why 1984 specifically? That year saw Hong Kong at a pivotal moment. Negotiations for the handover to China were underway, culminating in the Sino-British Joint Declaration signed in December 1984. The coin, minted amid these talks, unknowingly marked the beginning of the end for British sovereignty. Over 22 million pieces were produced that year, making it abundant but historically significant. The Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, United Kingdom, struck these coins. The Royal Mint, with roots dating back to the 9th century, was responsible for much of the British Empire's coinage. For the obverse front side, the design was crafted by renowned British sculptor Arnold Machin. Machin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created in 1964, depicted her as a young monarch wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This second portrait showed the Queen facing right, crowned and regal, with the inscription Queen Elizabeth II encircling her. It symbolized continuity and imperial authority, a nod to Britain's global reach. The reverse, backside, featured a standing crowned lion, an emblem from the British royal arms, holding an orb and scepter. Above the date and value, it read Hong Kong in English, with Chinese characters Xianggang, meaning fragrant harbor, Hong Kong's poetic name. Below, $2, and the Chinese yuan $2. This design blended British heraldry with local nomenclature, reflecting Hong Kong's dual identity. The lion, fierce yet majestic, represented protection and prosperity, fitting for a city thriving under colonial rule. Primarily for practical reasons, to facilitate commerce in a rapidly growing economy. Hong Kong's GDP per capita soared in the 1980s, and coins like this were essential for vending machines, public transport, and daily exchanges. But symbolically, it reinforced British legitimacy during uncertain times. As talks with China intensified, issuing coins with the Queen's image was a subtle assertion of status quo. Interestingly, the coin's scalloped dodecagonal shape, 12-sided with notches, was innovative, easy to grip and distinguish from round coins, preventing confusion in pockets or tills. The coin's composition is copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, giving it a durable silver-like appearance that resists wear from heavy circulation. Weighing 8.4 grams and measuring 28 millimeters in diameter, it has a thickness of about 1.9 millimeters. Its most distinctive feature is the scalloped dodecagonal edge with 12 rounded notches, introduced to help the visually impaired distinguish it from other denominations and to prevent it from rolling away on flat surfaces. This practical innovation reflected Hong Kong's forward-thinking approach to public convenience in a fast-paced city. The story behind its creation ties into the Sino-British negotiations of the early 1980s. As Margaret Thatcher and Deng Xiaoping's teams debated Hong Kong's future, everyday symbols like currency quietly asserted British presence. Yet the coin's abundance, mintage of 22,002,000 pieces in 1984 alone, made it commonplace rather than rare. It circulated widely until the 1997 handover, after which older designs were gradually phased out, though many remain legal tender today alongside Bauhinia flower coins. In the international market today, this coin holds modest collectible value due to its high mintage and common status. In average, circulated condition, very fine or extremely fine, it typically sells for $40 to $200. Uncirculated, mint state examples fetch $1,000 to $50,000 or slightly more if certified by NGC or PCGS in high grades. MS-64 to MS-65 around $7 to $8 million equivalent in HKD. Unlike ultra-rare Hong Kong errors, for example some 20-cent or 10-cent pieces fetching thousands dollars, its true worth lies in nostalgia. For collectors of British colonial series, handover-era memorabilia, or machine portrait enthusiasts, it represents the quiet close of an empire in Asia. A single coin might cost pennies in bulk lots on eBay, but a complete 1975 to 1984 set tells a poignant historical tale. As the 1980s drew to a close and the 1997 handover loomed closer, this coin quietly became one of the last everyday symbols of British rule in Hong Kong. After the Sino-British Joint Declaration in 1984, the Queen's portrait continued on coins until 1993, when it was replaced by the Bauhinia flower, a neutral emblem chosen to represent the new era under Chinese sovereignty. The 1984 $2 coin thus stands as a quiet witness to transition, minted in the very year the future was decided, circulated through the anxious 1980s and 1990s, and surviving into the 21st century as a piece of living history. Today, in 2026, Hong Kong has long moved on. Its currency still uses the dollar, but designs reflect local identity rather than imperial ties. Yet these old Queen Elizabeth coins endure in collections, antique shops, and even everyday pockets of older residents. They evoke memories of a vibrant, uncertain time, when Hong Kong was a British colony on borrowed time, a capitalist oasis next to communist China, a city of neon dreams and economic miracles.